can. So that will be what I'm working on.
This is Karen. I have a question for
Hi.
you, Fredeshia. Hi there. What do you have plans for when quarantine and the pandemic is over?
Yeah, so with the customization expansion, the student groups that I would also want to represent, because the care packages are a support thing, and stress relief, and that kind of never goes away in life. So I like to represent maybe the working student, the athlete, the intellectual. So I do have plans for that.
That's great.
Okay, I'm sort of stealing Chris's question out of the chat here, but since he asked it, I'm pretty curious. What kind of feedback have you gotten from people that have had the boxes delivered to them already?
Okay, so weirdly enough, the persons that the boxes were sent to so far were not students. So I've delivered to Ada. Like, let's say, for example, a lady sent it to her grandmother. I thought that was really sweet. And they love it. It's cute and it has stuff for them to do. But I'm thinking, with the students, it has to be that parent relationship that I have not gotten feedback from yet.
Okay.
Yes.
Follow-up question. Does that mean that you have a secondary market and just sending out gift boxes with that type of stuff in it? Do you see it transitioning to something, where you ordered on your own website, and then instead of it being hand delivered, it's drop shipped, over a distance to a different school or something like that?
Yeah, so that is definitely a possibility. If it gets that big, would love it if I can get it to, different schools, and not just for quarantine, 'cause, this is going to be a period when there's no COVID, but just for any life stresses, just for being a student, just for being a hardworking person, just for having a hard day. Someone may want to send you one of these. I'm definitely open to that.
Fredeshia, we have a comment and a question on Facebook, so I'm going to read it out. David is asking if he can buy 3 and gift them, and also, do you have something that a business can sponsor? So the kind of involving smaller or larger businesses instead of individuals.
What do you mean that a business can sponsor?
I think he is meaning if suppose a business wants to have a party for their employees and get gift packs
Oh,
just from you.
yeah, I can definitely do that. I think if it's a larger, business, I would need a few, a heads up. But he can definitely get the 3 boxes if he wants to. You can just contact me on any social media or to my email. That's fine. But if it is like a large company, I would need a little bit of heads up to get them all done. But I'm definitely open to it.
And I think that's a great kind of idea to, instead of individually starting to look at bulk orders.
Yeah, I want to reach out to the community, like I said. So any ideas on doing that would be amazing.
I have a follow-up question to
Yes.
that question. Is there a way for a business to, I guess, donate to you to get a box to a student, there at ECU? And how can us as business owners in Ada help you get to that point? And are you working with the mental health at the school to identify students that these boxes could go to be most effective? And if not, what's your method?
Yeah, so I did reach out to the counseling center to let them know, like, if a student comes in and they're going through this, to let them know, like, this is available. I've also, gotten all the information from them that I needed to reference when I sent out emails and newsletters, so that students that may be looking at this care package also know that this is an option. You have free counseling. You can do counseling online. And I also let the counseling center know, like, hey, this is another resource that it's available. If a company would want to sponsor, I can do that. That's not impossible. That's actually a great idea, and give it to students. I think a great idea, a great way to get involved with campus if that's something they are looking to do, or just uplift some students during this hard time. They can sponsor, and I can arrange a way to get in contact with the students that are needing them. I'm not sure how that would work with, health records and stuff, because that's maybe confidential, but I can look into how I would get it to them.
I love this idea of being able to utilize resources and businesses in your community because it's an additional way for them to market their product as well to the audience locally. So, I mean, some people might donate their product or give it to you at a discount. And then as far as records with revealing who might be in need of one, there could be the possibility that the packages could be delivered to that particular office, and then they would take care of doing the delivery aspect.
Right. Yeah, that may work, because I doubt I can just go in and say, who is in quarantine, basically. So I can have maybe the health services get on board with that if that's something that a company would love to do. And then of course the company, if they want to include any of, their branding or their products in the box, we can work and put that in there as well, so that they know it's from this company, of course, that's sponsoring it.
That's great feedback right there. And we have maybe 1 or 2 more minutes. So I want to kind of end it with Fredeshia, what is the best way the entrepreneurship community of Ada can help you? What are you most needing right now as you grow your business?
Okay, so I briefly mentioned this before. What I'm most needing is to, get in contact with the Ada community beyond ECU, because this is kind of my role, but I know there's other people out there that's in need and may have great ideas, and want to help or want to give to someone, or someone in the community that's in quarantine and is in need of this product, but they just don't know, because my marketing so far has been to, ECU and the parents of ECU, but I want to get out into the Ada community. So I already got some great feedback about using the companies or businesses. So anything in that area.
Awesome. Thank you again for presenting today, and really congratulations, even from last year to where you are right now. It's awesome to see your growth. So can we please have a round of applause for Fredeshia?
Thank you.
Awesome. And I will send our speakers emails and a follow-up email. So if you want to get in touch with Fredeshia, that should be easy. So I'm very excited to introduce our next speaker. Chris McMahan is one of the partners of the newly opened local bar in Ada, Slush. They are located in Main Street, Ada. And Chris will talk more about the transition of how they started. But they make alcoholic slushies that are great for parties, events, as well as they're served at the bar. And they were newly launched on New Year's Eve, if I'm correct. So Chris, thank you for joining, and the floor is yours.
I should probably unmute myself first. There we go. All right, so as Dia said, my name's Chris McMahan. I'm actually a recent graduate of Miss Dr. Boland's program for entrepreneurship there at ECU. I graduated in December, and then 18 days later decided to open my own bar. It was not easy. And when we first originally thought of the idea and we were going through Ada Startup Boot Camp, we were going to do to go, like a lot of the daiquiri shops that you see in Texas and Louisiana. And then Abel, right as we were about to open, said, that wasn't going to be allowed. We couldn't do that. And we're like, okay, so we transitioned over to a full service bar. And we actually ended up building our own bar top and all of our own tables and everything to actually outfit the customer side of the area. We hold a lot of events, like the flyer that I have on the left is for our bachelor event that we started holding on January 4th for this season of The Bachelor. And we actually air that every Monday night at 7 o'clock. And every week I create a specialty Jello shot for that show. Last week's was a pink champagne Jello shot, which you actually see pictured there, and then the drink you see pictured is a strawberry pina colada that you can order in 32 or 16 ounce. This is actually, the picture on the left is actually a picture that one of our customers took the other day. I apologize. I'm actually terrible at taking pictures of customers, and I've learned that about myself, that I need to get better at that, because my social media would probably be much better. We get a lot of feedback, or we have started to get a lot of feedback online where people are actually taking pictures of their drinks. So one of our main concerns was figuring out how to tag our location, making sure that the tag always worked, and being able to have it stream in between the different social media accounts when it does happen. That way we can pick up the most traffic we can. Because we have noticed that people do not like switching to new bars in Ada, and that's okay. But it's one of those things that we also need to get our name out there, and we've been open for like 10, 11, 12 days now. Jesus. 12 days now. We serve our alcoholic slushies in 2 different sizes, minus our Jello shots. 32 ounce slushies actually come with 4 shots of vodka in them, and our 16 ounce shots of our 16 ounce slushies come with 2 shots of vodka in them. You can get less, but I prefer that amount. And then we also have various flavors of Jello shots that we have on hand at any time, usually about 4 or 5 flavors in the shop. The reason I use candy as the background of this is because that's what we garnish with. We garnish with nerds, sour octopuses, gummy bears, gummy worms. Everything we do involves sugar to some degree. So keep that in mind and order wisely. Also, we do have a full service bar, so we can still make any other drink, Long Island iced tea, Blue Hawaiians, anything in the flair realm, we can figure it out. Our hours of operation, currently we're closed on Sundays until we finish working on the product we're working on. Currently, Monday through Thursday, we're open 1:30 to midnight. And then on Friday and Saturday, we're going to be open until 2. We're located at 214 West Main Street. If you don't know where that's at, it's right across the street from Polos and Affordable Cannabis. So come get slushed with us. Are there any questions?
So you're not doing any to-go orders anymore at all, right?
No. So basically what Abel said was that anyone who was doing it in the state, and they knew there were people at the time, was doing so illegally, because the to-go portion of that law only classifies to wine and beer, and it has to be in the original sealed packaging from the manufacturer. They're very, very specific. You cannot create your own packaging. You cannot use tamper evidence seals. None of that qualifies.
That's a tough blow. Good job pivoting to.
It was, but honestly, Ada received it better than I thought they would. And more people had dealt with that situation than I thought they had, which was a surprise to me, that so many people had not only had that issue, but it kept recurring. So we actually, instead of just taking the hit and moving on, we went ahead and contacted the deputy director of Able as well as Senator McCourtney, so that anyone moving forward applying for an Able license, there should be a checklist of things to do and in what order, as well as the timelines that it'll take you to get those licenses. So one of the things that we ran into was that all of our license times and all of our inspection times, yes, we're in the middle of a pandemic, so I understood, but health department was a 30-day wait. Able was a 48-day wait. And the whole time I'm paying rent. I'm paying the loans on all of my equipment and everything else. So we're just trying to make it more streamlined. That way, the next time someone goes to apply for an able license, there's a checklist. They know what they're supposed to do. They know in what order they're supposed to do it. And yeah, we're just trying to make sure that there's no confusion happening again, because this was literally a, hey, is this okay? Yes, it is. And then, hey, that was our mistake. And that's okay. I get it. But at the same time, yeah, I mean, taking it to the stomach kind of hurts.
Yeah, that is a tough blow. Your bachelor idea is great. You know, from being on campus, college students are always looking for somewhere fun and something fun to do. Have you thought of other things that might attract that crowd?
Yeah, absolutely. So the antique shop that is actually next door to us is connected to our bar by a false wall. And hopefully either next month or the month after, we'll be able to actually take that over and start renovations on that side, where we're going to add skee ball. And I actually found a new game, but I need to make sure insurance covers it first. And if insurance will cover it, I'll put it in. I'll let everybody know. But yeah, so we're actually going to triple our square footage here in the next month or two. And we're working with Marissa and the city of Maine, or city of Ada. So when they're redoing their Main Street project, we reached out to Public Works to try and get a seated patio put on the main in front of our establishment, as well as we have about 100 meters behind our building that we're actually going to add a covered outdoor patio bar as well. That way people can smoke or, you know.
So my question to you would be kind of a follow-up question, but what inspired you to start this business? Was it a lack of, things to do in Ada, or what was the inspiration behind it?
So yes, it's a lack of things to do in Ada, because when I moved here, I actually did not enjoy going to any of the bars here in town. Being from a larger city, they weren't the kind of bars that I was used to. People are much more friendly here with their words. So I just want to create a place, that honestly kept the lights on, that wasn't dark. You weren't worried about someone putting something in your drink or the drunk guy coming up and talking about politics to you 5 minutes after you got there. So we actually leave all the lights in the bar on all night long. And that's mainly because we didn't want it to feel like a normal bar. We wanted it to feel like, you were coming in and sitting down and playing dominoes or Cards Against Humanity with your friends and, having a good time without worrying about all that.
Awesome. I love your idea, by the way.
I appreciate it. This was actually an idea that me and my brothers thought up while trying to figure out how to deliver alcohol on the lake. So this actually started by buying a pontoon boat. So
sign me up for an alcoholic slushie any day. But I was wondering if a way that you could make it so that people could take it home to enjoy it would be to not sell the alcohol. It would be like a add your own booze, but sell all the packaging materials that they could then take home with them. And then with like an instructions of, people could do this on their own. I could look it up, right? But you could make it kind of like a more turnkey, and then, work with the liquor store, like, hey, and stop by here and you can get, a bottle of vodka or whatever.
So I'm actually, I hold a retail liquor license in Ardmore. And that's actually what I'm going to do in that shop, is make it where one of my slushie machines is down there. And then the little airplane bottles, you buy the airplane bottle with it, and you take it out the door. And that's actually completely legal. 100% totally fine, because the liquor is in the original sealed packaging. So yeah, we're actually doing that, just not here because I don't own the retail license here in Ada.
But could you sell the slushie without the alcohol?
You could. It would just be a insurance thing. I would assume, like, I would have to let my insurance agent know, hey, I'm also doing non-alcoholic to go. and my fear would be causing confusion for the police department here, because they originally thought we were to go as well, and we've actually had officers stop in and ask that. We had to explain, no, you're not going to see these in people's cars or anything like that. That would be my only concern behind that, is the liability. And if someone does put liquor in it and then they say, oh, well, we bought it with liquor in it, then I could probably be in a little bit of hot water.
You could consider different packaging for the non-alcoholic version versus the alcoholic version. It's the only way I could see that working.
Yeah, that's a really good question. I appreciate that.
Can people come in and get a non-alcoholic version for dine-in?
Absolutely. Yeah, we don't put any of the alcohol in our machines for two reasons. A, if you want to change the type of alcohol that you would like in the drink, you can. We still have Jose, we have Patron, we have Jack Daniels. You can put Crown in the sour green apple. That's actually really good. So yeah, we actually leave the alcohol out. That way you can specify what type of alcohol you like. We just go with the vodka because we know that generally tastes best with most of our flavors.
Chris, you talked a little bit about obviously how you had to pivot. What advice would you give anybody who is, wanting to have a startup in this area, in this alcohol industry?
Don't mind getting punched in the mouth. Financially, emotionally, both of those things. Don't mind getting punched in the mouth. It cost 3 times what I thought it would to start the bar, because I had to build everything. The brick restoration that we did inside of our building, we did all by hand, and it took probably about 2.5 weeks. So get ready for some nice hard labor if you're doing it here in Ada. Actually anywhere, because most of the buildings that I've seen commercially are about the same condition. So yeah, just get ready for a lot of manual labor unless you're paying someone to do it. And by all means, if you can afford to pay someone to do your remodel, go for it. I was not so fortunate, so we used skills that we developed as kids, working for my dad. So we actually did all the construction work ourselves, minus electrical. We can't do that. That's not permitted. So we had to have someone come in and do that. But other than that, I mean, yeah, it's just a lot of time. Time is the biggest cost of anything that you do. The more time you spend on something, the more you need to get out of it. So I would just say that, make sure that it's something that you want. Understand that you'll work 15 to 18 hours a day, because delivery guys never show up when you're open. They always show up in the morning when you're asleep. So they'll call you like 8 o'clock in the morning and be like, hey, I have your order for 1:30. So just be prepared to wake up and go get your liquor. Yeah, I mean, other than that, know the process. Make sure, and check with Ron at the city first. He got on to me for not doing a pre-walkthrough inspection. Make sure you call Ron. He has to do an inspection before you lease the building. That's important. It's very important. Actually, that's my biggest piece of advice. Call the city first. Let them know what you're going to do. Let them inspect the building first, and then do what you're going to do.
Did not having kind of that outlined, was that, I mean, obviously you've said that it's been frustrating. Would it prevent you from starting a business again in Ada?
No. I'm very hard-headed. I've created multiple businesses, and before I even graduated, I lost my first business. So no. And it's because I'm very persistent. I do not take no for an answer. I'm not good at taking no. And if I'm told no, I'll try and change that no. So I would still do it again, and I will do it again. We're already kind of thinking what else we want to put on Maine. But yeah, I mean, I would definitely do it again, but I would say that it would be much easier done if everyone in the process knew the timelines that it took to complete things, and in what order to do it, because it's a very specific order and you can only do it one way. And if you miss a step, it'll cost you 2 to 3 weeks. And yeah, that happened to me one time, and I was like, oh, all right. But yeah, that would be my advice. Make sure that you know all the steps and in what order to do them first. Have the city inspect the building, do their pre-walkthrough. We've had nothing but great feedback from Ada in general. Ada was actually super easy to work with. Never had a single issue with the city or Ron or getting them out there to inspect anything. When I needed Joe Allen, the fire marshal, to come by and do an inspection, it took less than 24 hours. And I literally could not have asked for a better response from the city of Ada. All of my business issues came at the state level.
Well, Chris, we are glad that you powered through and are, staying hard-headed through the process, because we are happy to have this new business in Ada. So the question to kind of end your presentation: what can the Ada, a community of Ada, do as work on growing your business?
Absolutely, just come see us. Come see the work we've done. Come enjoy a drink. Come watch The Bachelor. We have our TVs on all the time, and we're continuously adding things to the building. Like currently, we still don't have bar stools for our bar. We're working on that, and we're working with Ada Main Street, and we actually qualified for the Ada Main Street grant. So they'll actually be helping us to install the lighted sign on the front of our building next month, which is fantastic. I know that'll help out a lot. But yeah, just getting our name out there and letting people know that we exist currently, because of where we're at on Main. It might be a little hard. And I did just get that Ada trophy case signed down last week. So yeah, just come see us.
Awesome. Thank you, Chris. Can we please have a round of applause for Chris?
Okay, thank you.
Good luck. Okay, well, it is Arbuckle Coffee giveaway time. So everybody please get on your keypads, because I'm going to post the question and I'll also say it out loud. But the first person to respond on the chat wins a $10 Arbuckle Coffee gift card. So the first question, is everyone ready? Okay, so here we go. The first question is, what are the name of the 2 packages that Freddie offers with WeCare&Co? You can just name one. Dr. Bolin, congratulations. Hobby Heaven is correct. And the second one was called the Feeling Good, which was a small package. So congratulations. And then the second question. All right, everyone, be ready. This is going to be a question from Chris's presentation. Here we go. So what was the initial business concept for Slush before they had to pivot to a full bar? Congratulations, Jake. Awesome. Good job. Congratulations to the winners. We will be back again next month. We are definitely looking to fill up the lineup of speakers throughout the year. So if you know of an early stage business or even somebody who is still in the idea stage, we would love for them to apply. But I appreciate you all joining us today. And we will be back again the second Wednesday of next month. I'll be sending out emails and links to the businesses for today's presenters. So watch out for that. All right. Thank you, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Good job.